Now, a big reason for the Grant being focused on is because Rob's been in and out of the lineup all year too. And here he is tonight, 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field. Again, just 4 field goals, right? 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, and -9. I've said this a number of times on this show, almost feels like every time. If I do have one concern about a player, it's not Grant, because I think Grant is coming back down to earth. I think he's somewhere in between the worst that we've seen of him this year and the best that we saw of him last year. I don't think Grant's like a starter in the NBA. I think he can be a role player in some capacity on a team, and I think that's kind of where we're sort of getting to with him. But Rob, the hopes and the expectations at one point were up here, right? They were way up, and now that's something else that's been dropping, I think, considerably. And I know people are going to say, well, give him a chance. He's not 100% healthy, or he's this, he's that. They're not looking for him. He's, still one of the best defenders in the NBA, yada, yada, yada. But when I consistently see box scores that are like 6 points, 8 points, whatever. I know sometimes his rebounds are into the double digits, and that's fine. I want to see it more consistently. 29 minutes tonight is actually a lot of. I feel
a
like
lot for him.
Yeah, that's a lot of minutes. But the impact isn't there, and he did keep a couple extra balls alive tonight. I do recognize that, but he's not as big of an impact as he needs to be. He's just not, and you need a guy. You need a guy that's going to have more of an effect on the offensive side of things. Now, whether that's all his fault, it's not. I think the Celtics are also guilty for not involving him more. I think Rob needs to get himself involved and get himself going, but they need to look for him more too. And Tatum actually did look for him at one point early on in the game, and he got an easy 2. I mean, Rob could barely get up for the dunk, it seemed, but he still got an easy 2 out of it. Tatum passed up the 3 and whipped it down low to Rob for an easy 2. And honestly, I wish they did that a lot more. I still don't think Rob's, his freakish athleticism is not there. And that was the most fun thing about watching him. And that is, if you want to be concerned about anything, that's where my concern is right now. It's not with Tatum on an off night. It's not with
my concern is his just being spaced out, man. Like, he's not involved in the game at all. And a lot of that, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. It's a lot on his teammates and his coach to get him involved, but it's most on him. And he's just disengaged. Like, he looks like he's just standing and watching everybody, and he's so integral because he's such an impact player in whatever minutes would have been cut or traded if he was on a.
No, you keep going, Nick. Don't worry.
I thought you told me to just look at it.
I didn't mean. I did say that.
Yeah, listen, man. I am a little out of shape here. It's been a long time. I'm just saying. I listen to the boss, man. But I mean, I just think he's such an impact player when he's on. But we've not even seen a glimpse, maybe one, and it's only been in short stints. And you're right, he has a couple double-digit rebounding games, but you know what? Another big Muscala could do that. Rob Muscala. That is
Muscala. Don't get me started on why Muscala can't get some more minutes.
I can't understand.
Guy had a game of his career, and then he gets benched.
I don't understand it, and it's not like what Joe had out there was working, especially being he wants them to shoot threes. They're getting open threes. They're missing. Why not put in Pritchard, Muscala? And just mix it up a little bit.
I mean, they could not buy a basket tonight. They got some 3-point shooters on their bench. What did Hauser end up playing tonight? I mean, I didn't see
16. I think he was
15 minutes
from 3.
No, he was 0 for 3 from 3.
1 for 4 from the field. Then
yeah, Hauser was 0 for 3 from 3. Muscala was 1 for 2. Pritchard didn't even play. I mean, Pritchard played 2 minutes at the end of the game. It didn't matter at that point. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that, Nick. Especially on a night where it looked like, White was a question mark going into the game. Obviously, he played 31 minutes, so maybe I don't know how much the ankle was an issue with him, but he was 4 of 11 from the field, and he didn't hit a 3-point tonight either. So there was definitely.
He was at least moving.
No, I know. I mean, my point is, I'm agreeing with you. There were definitely other avenues that I think that Mazzulla could have taken to try to spark the team. I mean, I remember earlier this year, he put Pritchard in with, I think, Cornette. and they completely sparked the team, and they wanted
And those two
like
guys
8-0
combined 5 minutes. Yeah.
run. Yeah, and I'm not listen. I don't want to get Cornet talk going on here, especially with a. But just for an example, I mean, that could be Muscala though. That like he could be that guy, right? Because we know he's capable of hitting threes. We know he's, he can obviously grab boards, and he's not scared of taking shots. I mean, if one thing to say about Muscala compared to Rob Williams is that Muscala will take the shot. He'll look for the shot. He won't shy away from it, and he's motoring out there. So if you have an issue with Rob on offense, and if you really need points, which I think the Celtics really did, that would have been an idea. That would have been something that I would have done earlier in the game as well. So I think it's fair to question that tonight for sure.
Really laps throughout flows of this game too, giving up a ton of free throws. I thought playing with very little force against Julius Randle. Even RJ Barrett got off some physical hook shots inside. They took it to the interior, and then you had that late putback by Mitchell Robinson, who I think is a very difficult matchup for Rob.
Well, they let Mitch. Well, that's what I can't stand. Okay, I'm glad that you said that. I keep hearing that Rob Williams is one of the best defensive players in the NBA, and
he was bad tonight. Yeah,
but there shouldn't be a bad matchup for Rob Williams when it comes to playing defense. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
So you're telling me now that Mitchell Robinson all of a sudden is the kryptonite for Rob Williams, and I'm telling you that Rob Williams is broken.
He doesn't look great right now.
And you're right. Mitchell Robinson did have a good game. 10 points, 13 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the field, 2 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, did his thing. I mean, we did talk about Rob already on the show, Bobby, but I would like to get your opinion on what you saw from him tonight, and that's where my real concern's at.
They made him switch, and shooters kept shooting it over him, and they kept making it over him. I haven't seen as many shots go down against him as they did tonight, ever, I don't think, especially jump shots. And I don't know if it's a lack of elevation that he's getting against them. I don't know if it's a positioning thing that he's getting there late. You got to go back and watch a lot of that stuff. But I just remember Josh Hart in particular raining down shots against him in switches. I thought the Celtics struggled in rotation in this game. I thought they struggled to defend the fast break for much of this game. And they stayed big, right, Jimmy? They didn't go small often tonight. And Joe said they wanted to try to find some advantages in there by using some of the force, some of that size. And it's just that it continues to not be a lineup that generates great advantages for them in any area of the game. I don't think they're defending exceptional with that group out there. Of course, you have no Jalen tonight, so it's not that 5 from last year. But Derek White should be a good enough complement. And I don't think White played enough tonight as they stay big. I thought Brogdon wasn't involved enough throughout large flows of this game. And they kept trying to get Rob out there and generate something with that. He had a few nice blocks inside, but other than that, his contest didn't swing the game too much. And that's usually the biggest benefit of having him out there. Yeah, you'll get putbacks. Yeah, you'll get alley-oops at times. But him contesting a million shots is what you want to see. And instead, he ended up getting beat on a million shots in this one. And, man, the Knicks look good tonight. They really took it to the Celtics.